Okay, we're now in the next part of the geometry unit, which is called polygons. So you need your notes, and you are going to be drawing a lot of pictures today. So you might want to get a ruler to draw straight lines. It might help your pictures a little bit better and easier to read. You might. It's not that you might want to. You should. You need to go get a ruler so that you can draw these pictures neat and easy to read. Definition of a polygon is a closed figure with three or more sides, vertices, or angles. Well, let's review what that would be. Okay, this would be a side. Here is an angle of this triangle, which is a polygon, and all the points would be a vertice. So this is a triangle, which is a polygon, three-sided polygon, and it has three vertices and it has three angles. A regular polygon is a polygon where all sides and angles are congruent. So if you go back to triangles, if you look at these three, this triangle, the equilateral triangle, would be considered a regular polygon because all sides or angles are congruent. So you need to use a piece of paper. You might need two. I would use the landscape, which is the turning your paper sideways to draw this table. You're going to have these as your titles: triangle, quadrilateral, pentagon, hexagon, octagon, and decagon. So you're going to need a table with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows. Again, pay attention to what this table looks like. Obviously, this row needs a lot less room than these rows here, and this row less room, obviously, than this, and this row, and so on. So make sure you pause the video right now and just draw this table and all the titles of each column. We're going to go through one column at a time as we go through this module. So let's go ahead and get started. This is first one is a triangle, an irregular triangle. There's three sides. If it's irregular, it means all sides and angles are congruent, which means equal. This would be an irregular one because the sides are not all the same, neither are the angles. And the sum we've talked about, the sum of all triangles is 180 degrees. That is a triangle. Okay, next is a quadrilateral. A quadrilateral is a polygon with four sides. The square is a regular quadrilateral. This is a different type of quadrilateral. We'll talk more about specific quadrilaterals in the next part of these notes, in the second part of the notes. This is an irregular quadrilateral. And for sums of angles of polygons, it all determines on how many triangles you can divide the polygon into. So in this case, I can divide this square into two separate triangles, and we know a triangle has 180 degrees. So two triangles times 180 gives me 360 degrees. So you can see, so all angles add up to 360 degrees for a quadrilateral. Next is a pentagon, which is a five-sided figure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the pentagon. A regular pentagon here because all sides and angles are the same. Here's an irregular pentagon, meaning it still has five sides, but some sides are longer than others, or angles are different than others. And in a pentagon, we can divide it up into three triangles. So 3 times 180 means that the sum of the angles of a pentagon is 540 degrees. Again, just remember, if you can't remember that, just go ahead and divide the shape yourself into 2 triangles. See how many there are, multiply that number by 180. Hexagon is a 6-sided polygon. As you can see, this is a regular one, this is an irregular one. It could also look like this. Never know how it could be. Doesn't matter which way it's rotated. It just matters that it has 6 sides. And in a hexagon, you can divide it into 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles. So 4 times 180 is 720 degrees. So all hexagons angles will measure up to 720 degrees. Next is an octagon. You've seen this before while you were riding in the car. This is the shape of a stop sign. This would be a regular octagon. This would be a irregular octagon. And as you can see, I can actually divide the octagon into 6 triangles. 6 times 180 equals 1080. So an octagon has all the angles add up to 1080 degrees. The last one is a decagon. A decagon is something with 10 sides. Each has 10 sides. This would be a regular decagon. This would be an irregular decagon. And as you can see, I can split up a decagon into 8 triangles. So 8 times 180 would give you 1,440 degrees. If you look at the sum of angles, so you can see a pattern. If you look at the sides and what we're multiplying by 180. So in this case, we have 4 sides that we're multiplying by 2. We have 5 sides that we're multiplying by 3. We have 6 sides that we're multiplying by 4. 8 sides that we're multiplying by 6. 10 sides that we're multiplying by 8. So can you see the pattern, the way it's going? If you haven't seen it, if you look, what you're multiplying by 180 is always 2 less than the number of sides. Here's 2 is 2 less than 4. 3 is 2 less than 5. 4 is 2 less than 6. 6 is 2 less than 8. And 8 is 2 less than 10. So for example, if I had a 16-sided figure, I would multiply it by 14, 180 times 14 to get the degrees. If I had let's say in between here, it's probably one people always ask, what is a 7-sided figure and what is a 9-sided figure? Those are not common polygons. They exist, but they're not common. These are the 6 common ones that you need to know about. A 7-sided polygon is called a heptagon, H-E-P-T. A 9-sided polygon is called a nonagon. Just in case you were wondering, 7-sided would go in between this, 9-sided would go into this. But again, not a common one that you really need to know about. Okay, this is the end of the first part of your notes. This is all about polygons. We're going to be taking some more notes on quadrilaterals next, but first I want you to come to me to get an activity that I want you to do. Otherwise, come and show me your notes and to get the activity that you need to do.